Welcome back to our podcast, Life Under the Moon. I am your host, Samy Bee, and today we are celebrating the full moon in Taurus, which is all about simplicity. And let me just stop right here. I don't know how this lines up perfectly with my topics. Every single time I begin an idea for a podcast, it's just incredible. Today, I want to talk to you about holistic well-being, holistic health, and what it means to be holistic, what it truly means. So what holistic is being natural, back to the core, back to being nature, getting your hands in the dirt. It's about the absolute basis and foundation of health and wellness. I love holisticness because this has been our lives for generations, and our ancestors were all about holistic health. And I don't know how, but somewhere along the way, we lost that. And I want to talk to you today about holistic health and what it actually means. Holistic also means that things are interconnected, which you guys know that this podcast is all about connection and how we are all connected. And so I think we should talk a little bit about some examples of being holistic. I mean, there are so many categories of being holistic. You can like yoga, meditation, Reiki, acupuncture, the natural foods you eat, gardening, like anything that could benefit to your health and wellness is holistic. So the reason why I sparked this episode was because I just watched a person's Snapchat stories and they posted a photo of their breakfast, which was homemade gluten-free fettuccine noodles, cucumbers from their garden that they grew, and home-brewed kombucha. Sounds like they have it together. But when I see posts like that from that person, it makes me angry. Why? Not because I'm jealous. That is the opposite. What's the word? It's not that I pity her, but it's because she portrays that she has this perfect holistic life and that she home grows everything and everything's perfect. But the truth is, the inside of her human being, like her soul, she's such a mean person. She has such a rude soul. She is not a nice person. And that's what made me think that being holistic isn't just about home growing your cucumbers. Being holistic is all about finding who you truly are and being a genuinely nice and good person in this world. And even though it seems like on the outside she has it all together, she goes to the library, reads books about mushrooms, and, basically we would be best friends. Because that is the stuff I adore in life, is just learning about nature, and she loves to travel and adventure. But the one thing that she is lacking is being a good person. And when she's around, she can't say anything good about anyone else and talks very negatively about other people around her, about strangers, about back talking behind friends' backs, starting rumors. That is not holistic behavior. You can eat all the mushrooms in the world, but it doesn't make you holistic. Holistic is also about your soul and how clean your soul is. And I'm not doing this podcast to talk bad about this person. I'm using it as an example that she thinks that she's living a beautifully holistic life. And to be honest with you, like, I admire that lifestyle, and it inspires me and encourages me to live more holistically like that as well. But I will say that the main holistic practice that she's lacking is being a kind human being. So for those of you who maybe know someone who is quite a holistic person, you know, like, I'm going to throw out a stereotype here, but like an LA yoga mom who gets up at 5 a.m. and she does her makeup and hair and she has the perfect life, and all the products that she uses are, you know, vegan and cruelty free, and she looks perfect, and she eats a small breakfast, and she has a perfect figure, and she goes to that 6 a.m. yoga class, and she grabs a $20 green juice after the practice and a morning shot of apple cider vinegar and cayenne, and carries on with her day in her big mansion and cooks homemade food and has that holistic life. But again, a lot of the stereotypes is they might have it together, but they're not very nice people. You try to approach those kinds of people on the street and they will not smile at you, and they will frown at you, and they will be rude to you. I'm not saying everyone's like this. I'm just saying that that is a stereotype of people, whether it's true or not. But I have seen cases where this is the truth. And that, I think, is why I wanted to make this podcast, to make awareness that being holistic isn't just about that. It's not about that lifestyle. It's about who you are on the inside. And if you are not a good person on the inside, it doesn't matter how much yoga or green juices you drink. You aren't living a holistic life. It needs to be connected, as holisticness is defined as. You need to have that connection of inner and outer world. And honestly, most of us miss that inner part. We just think it's about that outer health, what we look like, what we feel like. But it's not how we are, who we are. And I want to make this podcast a representation and awareness that we need to do better. And maybe if you're someone out there who feels like they can relate to what I'm saying, and you know, and you think, well, that sounds like me, but I am a good person. Well, I hope you are. And I want you to take some time to genuinely see like how you approach other people. You know, do you get compliments a lot saying like you're such a good person, you're so amazing, you make this world a better place? Or do people not say those nice things about you? Like, you know, maybe you should take a good, you know, review of who you are, because it's not a bad thing. We've all been there. Like, I used to think I was an amazing person. I really did. I thought I was I thought I was the person I am today. I thought I was like this wholesome, amazing person. And I know that I was, compared to a lot of people, a very good person. But looking back at some of the things that I may have said and done to people to hurt them, I realized, oh my God, like that is not the person I thought I was and not the person I wanted to be. And there's nothing wrong with taking a review of your life and realizing I need to change. So don't be offended if this podcast made you feel like you're like an imposter and you're not living a holistic life. Life is a journey. We're not going to get it perfect. And, you know, being who you are is already perfect. You know, it's not about not being perfect. It's not about being perfect. You already are just the way you are. You're just improving. You're growing. And I want you to know that it's never too late to change. It's never too late to take stock of who you are and what you want in life and how you treat others. So I want you to take this podcast with the notion that holistic life isn't just the external Instagram-worthy posts. Holistic life comes from within. And if your soul isn't a nice person, if you aren't a good person, if you're not a nice person, all of that Instagram worthy things that you do in your life isn't going to make you any better. It comes from within first. And that is the message I want to convey in this podcast. Because I think we all need a good reminder of that. You, me, everyone. And it's never too late to start practicing being a better person, being genuine, realizing that everyone's on their own path. We don't need to talk bad about other people. We don't need that negativity in life. Let's just compliment each other. Let's appreciate that we're all on our own journey and respect each other. Stay in your own lane, mind our own business, live for us, and life will get better and easier as we go and grow. And I want you to leave a wish in the comment for this beautiful full moon in Taurus about grounding, about being holistic. Don't forget that holistic comes from within first. And those of you who want to leave a wish in the comments, we will manifest it and make it come true, where we all put our energy together and wish for the good and better of mankind and all of our souls. So let's go manifest our dreams with our life under the moon.